A Scott County man is grateful to be okay after he was pinned underneath the vehicle he was working on yesterday.
A northern Kentucky home destroyed by a fire is now a memorial for two young girls who died in that fire. How their community is stepping up to help the family cope.
There's concern tonight over how some students are getting to school in Clark County, while parents say their children are being forced to walk along a narrow road.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good afternoon to you. Firefighters say it was a close call. They say a man was working on his car at his home in Scott County when it fell off the jack stand and landed on him.
This happened yesterday, and tonight that man is home from the hospital. Our Sam Smith is talking to firefighters who say this man is lucky the car didn't have all of its parts. It's our top story at 5:30.
The accident happened a few homes down from where I'm standing on Luke Road. The man involved in the accident that was pinned underneath his car did not want to talk on camera, but told me that he's grateful to be okay and back home.
The call came out as individual pinned under a car.
Scott County Fire, Sheriff's deputies, and EMS responded.
He was working on it to dismantle it. The engine apparently was already out, and it was on jack stands, and while trying to take parts or pieces off, we're assuming that it fell off the stand and landed on his chest.
Battalion Chief Craig Wink says the man's 2-year-old daughter was there when it happened. He says the man had his cell phone clipped to his hip and was able to reach it and call 911. He was airlifted to UK Hospital, treated and released. He's now recovering at home.
9 times out of 10, there's nothing wrong. It was very fortunate for him that the majority of the weight was gone, that it landed in the position it did, and that he had the ability to get a hold of somebody on his person.
The man's 2-year-old daughter that was near him when this accident happened was taken to a neighbor's house until her mother came and picked her up. In Scott County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Well, very lucky. Firefighters say that man was trapped under that car for 30 minutes.
We are learning more tonight about what happened in the moments leading up to a deadly house fire in northern Kentucky over the weekend. That fire destroyed the Owen County home, killing 2-year-old Abby and 4-year-old Cece. Family members say the girl's mother had already left for work when the fire started. Her husband woke up to the sound of a neighbor knocking and to the smell of smoke. He escaped through a back window and then ran to the front door to go back in and save the children, but we're told he ended up unconscious. Firefighters were able to save him.
Those girls were what he was after, and him not being able to save them has got him beat down. He's blaming himself. That was his world.
Investigators say the home had no smoke detectors. The cause of that fire is still unknown, but firefighters do not suspect foul play. To honor the girl's memory, the family says they have plans to begin a campaign to make sure every home has smoke detectors. Funerals for the girls will be held Thursday with services donated by an area funeral home. The family is hoping to pay for headstones and a new home through community donations.
Another beautiful September day here in the Bluegrass as warmer temperatures are moving in.
And it only gets warmer as our week goes on. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look now at your forecast.
Yeah, each passing day just a little warmer than the day before, and we're back into a typical late September or late summer, mid-September type of a air mass across the region. You got to keep in mind normal temperatures right now still very close to 80 in most areas. Upper 70s to right around 80 showing up. Jackson, Frankfort, Corbin, Lexington, everybody with a blue sky that is out there. No clouds across Kentucky. Obviously, if you're not getting clouds, you're not going to get precipitation. Defender with absolutely zero to talk about. Let's watch the temperature trend. Dry air in place. Watch how quickly the numbers drop just before sundown at 7 o'clock to post sundown by 11, upper 50s to around 60 already showing up into much of central and eastern Kentucky, and from there those temperatures will drop back into the 50 to 55 degree range for many tomorrow morning. A few upper 40s will be possible in some of those cooler valleys. Weather headlines: near perfect weather out there if you like this kind of stuff. Can't imagine too many folks are really hating on the weather. Weekend cold front that we're tracking for our next chance for at least some stray showers and thunderstorms. Guys, 7-day forecast comes your way here in less than 10 minutes.
It is a decision that has many parents upset. School officials in Clark County have set up a gate to block a path that some students use to get to school. Parents say that by blocking that path, students have to walk along a narrow two-lane road. But the school superintendent says the path attracts some unwanted activity. New at 5:30 tonight, Hillary Thornton is talking to the superintendent about some other options.
George Rogers Clark High School is in its third year here, which sits on a large piece of property, including this roadway, which used to lead to an old farmhouse. This pathway is one that many students now use to get to school and is causing some concern for officials.
My son is 17 years old. He's bigger than I am. I taught him how to cross the road properly.
Students' walks to get here start along this narrow two-lane road, at some point crossing over Old Boonesboro Road to the back of the school property. From there, they cross the creek on an old bridge, making their way to the old farm road. School officials say in addition to what they feel is a dangerous stretch for students to be walking, Superintendent Paul Christie says the somewhat secluded area also attracts activity they do not want near a school, let alone on school property. To help keep that unwanted traffic out and encourage students to enter from the front of the school, they've installed a gate, and that gate is upsetting some parents.
When they shut that gate, there is no path for them to go through. It would put them either climbing over the gate or climbing over the barbed wire.
While unhappy with the gate, Tolson agrees the area might not be the safest as is, and there could be some things done to better protect students, something Superintendent Christie says they are more than willing to work on.
And I understand I walked to school when I was in high school. I walked to school too, so we want to make a place, if it's at all possible, we want to do something that would encourage the kids in a safe environment to walk to school.
In Clark County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The superintendent says he plans to walk the entire route with local officials this week and see what they can do. He says a possible solution being discussed right now is putting in a crosswalk with a crossing guard during school hours.
A committee will meet again tonight to talk about a controversial dress code at a Central Kentucky high school. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Woodford County. The dress code at Woodford County High School garnered national attention after a mother posted a picture of her daughter on social media wearing an outfit that got her sent home. At a previous meeting, several other dress code options were discussed, including getting rid of it altogether. The public meeting will be held at 6 tonight in the high school's library. In Boone County, police are trying to identify a man accused of stealing a cell phone from a restaurant. Erlanger police released this surveillance video of the theft. They say the man stole a phone from behind the counter at Miyako Sushi and Steakhouse on September 5th. Erlanger police believe the same man may be responsible for a theft at the Best Wireless store in Florence. Florence police say the man wanted in that theft stole an iPhone 6. The suspect then left the store in a black vehicle. And in Madison County, a minor crash in a drive-thru helped police catch a DUI suspect. Berea police say 38-year-old Israel Swari crashed his car at a Sonic. Officers say that when Swari got out of his vehicle, he smelled of alcohol and slurred speech and staggered when he got out of the car. He was arrested and charged with driving under the influence.
An art review board will hear from experts this week as they decide what to do with some statues of Confederate officers in Lexington. The Urban County Arts Review Board is looking at the placement and presentation of the John Hunt Morgan and John C. Breckinridge statues outside the old courthouse, along with an historic marker about slavery in Cheapside Park. That meeting is scheduled for tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon in the council chambers. 5 experts will be at that meeting to answer questions.
The future of the speed limit in downtown Lexington is still up in the air tonight. Today, the Environmental Quality and Public Works listened to the proposal at their meeting, but they decided to table the issue for another week so they can get more information. The proposal would drop the speed limit on several downtown streets to 25. The new speed limits would only affect city roads, not state roads like Main Street, Vine, or Broadway. City leaders hope that by lowering the speed limit, there will be less vehicles versus pedestrian accidents. A traffic alert to pass along tonight. A city leader tells WKYT Citation Boulevard will be open at the end of the week. The new Citation Boulevard extension will have a 2.5-mile connector between Leestown and Georgetown roads. As for the other road projects in northwest Lexington, state road crews say 3 lanes of the outer loop of New Circle between Leestown and Versailles Road will be open by September 30th, just in time for the Breeders' Cup. They say the Leestown project should be finished in December.
When you get a phone call asking for a donation to a charity, how much of your donation actually goes straight to the charity? Kay from the Cannon community in Knox County has our good question tonight. She says, why don't phone solicitors tell you what percentage of your donation the charity actually receives? I recently received a call asking for a donation for the families of fallen police officers. I knew to ask what percent the charity actually receives of my donation. Heather Clary, the Better Business Bureau, says the simple answer is they are not required to voluntarily tell you that. Most telephone solicitors are making a cut of the donation as they have been hired by the nonprofit organization to do the fundraising. Some phone solicitors get a much larger cut than the charity. Others have a much smaller one, and a lot of it goes to the charity. Now, this is why it's so important for prospective donors to ask exactly what percentage of their donation goes to the actual cause and programs and how much goes to the solicitor. Donors can also check out a charitable organization request with the Better Business Bureau. They can evaluate charities to see if they meet 20 voluntary standards of charity accountability. Also, if you want to donate money, you can call the BBB or check out a charity or log on to www.give.org. That should help you do some research. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com. The stage is being set for the first televised Kentucky governor's debate tonight in Louisville.
Candidates Matt Bevin, Jack Conway, and Drew Curtis will be answering questions at Bellarmine University. Bill Bryant is in Louisville and tells us what we can expect from tonight's debate.
Good evening from Louisville, where we are just over an hour away from the first televised debate of the 2015 campaign for Kentucky governor. Republican Matt Bevin, Democrat Jack Conway, and Independent Drew Curtis are preparing to face off at Bellarmine University. The campaign is starting to hit a stride. TV spots are on the air at this point. Also, the candidates are increasing their travel across the Commonwealth. But this will be the first time that they will be facing a range of topics and giving their visions for Kentucky after Governor Steve Beshear leaves office in early December. Issues are likely to include how to pay state pensions, health care, roads, and education, and of course the recent controversy involving same-sex marriage licenses, another potential topic of discussion tonight. We'll be on the air live from 7 until 8 o'clock this evening on the CW Lexington. It will also be live streaming on WKYT.com. Should be an interesting evening ahead as the campaign for governor gets rolling. In Louisville, Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Bill, thank you. And if you would like to get involved in the debate, you can also submit questions on Twitter using the hashtag #BluegrassDebates.
We are tracking a phone scam in Fayette County tonight. The sheriff's office says the caller identifies himself as Deputy Sheriff Tommy Bailey and claims the individual has missed jury duty and now has an outstanding warrant. The caller says the victim must pay a fine or be arrested. The victim is asked to buy a prepaid money card and give the caller the card number. The sheriff's office says they will never ask you for money over the phone.
The University of Kentucky is showing off what its new student center will look like. UK released this video of the plans today. The student center will include a cinema, fitness complex, and dining space. Planning and construction began last year. The student center is expected to be open by January of 2018.
Now, your